There has always been difference in wealth and income between people in America, and that can be a good thing. However, in recent years, the disparity between the rich and the poor has increased concerningly. It may seem that a wealth gap is healthy for an economy, but issues arise when there is no economic mobility and people are stuck in the same monetary positions for their entire lives. Internationally, the United States is less equal in terms of income than most other developed countries. The Gini Index, which measures income inequality, shows the USA as one of the least equal countries, with its index reading 41.1. The scale is from 0 to 50. Class in America has generally stayed consistent for its total history. There's always been an upper and lower class, and eventually there was the rise of the middle class in the mid-1900s. F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby acts as an incredible time capsule, showing modern readers the distinct and varied social classes of the 1920s. George Wilson and his wife are impoverished and generally mistreated by others, whereas Tom and Daisy Buchanan are affluent and well-loved. Clearly, social class is an established piece of America. However, that already large class difference has widened incredibly. This issue is not so much the wealth gap between the lower and middle class as it is the wealth gap between the top 1% of earners and the rest of the country. In fact, the top 1% of earners have around the same amount of wealth that the bottom 90% all share. Millions of Americans live below the poverty line, and as they struggle to pay for housing, food, healthcare, etc., the few multi-billionaires in our country live lavishly. It is proven that lower-class citizens have a higher risk of disease and illness, and they cannot afford good healthcare to treat their ailments. Race and gender layer on top of class issues. Highlighted by a case study in Class in America, 3 people, all from different class backgrounds, were viewed from childhood to adulthood. The first study was an upper-class white male who continued to grow wealth. The second, another white male who lived comfortably. But the third was a poor black female who ended up living in a small apartment in a high-crime area and working laborious jobs. The determining factor in all of their lives was not how hard they worked, but rather the opportunities they received growing up. The black girl had basically none of the same opportunities as the other 2 men. Her documented case was visibly shorter than the other 2. Despite the concerning inequalities in America, not all hope is lost for our country.